Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoy. And today's video is going to be an update video on my first orchid haul of 2021, and it was also the first orchid haul video that I uploaded onto YouTube, so loads of firsts, very exciting. So yeah, I got my orchids on the 13th of January this year, so it's been a little over 4 months now, but as you can see, a sneak peek, I've got some blooms over here, and this one is developing a huge flower and a second spike as well. But let's just jump in and just have a look at the orchids one by one in more detail. Okay, let's have a look at these guys. So first one up, this is Dendrobium Kubertsonia. Yeah, when I got it, I wasn't sure about it, especially when I was repotting it. I just thought it just looked a little the leaves looked limpy, and it's also cool grower, so I wasn't sure if I can actually keep up with its requirements. So the canes looked quite sad as well. But yeah, as you can see, the canes, at least now, they seem okay. It's got a bunch of new growths. So you can see right at the front there is 2 new growths right there, another one here. So yeah, I mean, as I go around, you can see that it's just full of new growths. What I noticed though is that sometimes the leaves kind of get stuck in each other and they just don't open up, so I kind of have to wrestle them out. So it probably is a hydration issue. I mean, when I got this plant, it was virtually had no live roots, and as you can see, the new roots are going down into the media, so I hope that it will kind of get better. Also, obviously, it's blooming. It's very beautiful flower. Let me see if I can put it up close. Yeah, it's very nice and orange, with kind of red center in the lip. As you can see, it's got this nice kind of red edging as well. So yeah, I've got 6 flowers in total. This flower here, which is kind of hanging downwards, it's actually coming out of the keiki. So and this keiki has got 2 canes and then a new growth. So I think maybe what I'll do, once this flower drops, I will maybe separate this keiki out and either put it in the same pot next to this one, or put it even in a different pot. I also pollinated one flower. This one here, as you can see, the seed pod is developing nicely. I honestly thought it's not gonna work because the flowers are so tiny. It's so difficult to kind of figure out, where the pollen goes. But looks like it worked, so I'm really excited about it. I don't think I will actually do the sowing and all that, but I'll post this on some Facebook groups in the UK and see if anybody would like to get a seed pod of this. Yeah, pretty happy with that one. And next one, this is my Syndium cinnamon Twinkle, and as you can see, the leaves are not looking very good, but these are the oldest leaves, so I think I maybe over fertilized it a little bit. The new growths I've got 2 new growths, one there and one right here, and it only had 2 bulbs before, so it only had this back bulb and then this one that came with the blooms. So, and this newest bulb pushed out 2 new growths, and one of them is pretty much reaching the size of this older growth, and I think I can't see any more leaves coming out of the apex, so I think that that's it. That's how many leaves it's going to have, so it's going to work on maturing the bulb. Same with that one, but it's still got this leaf to mature, but I can't see any more leaves coming out, but we'll see. This one is still quite small, so there might be more. And yeah, then it will start developing the bulb here as well. As you can see, I moved it to leca, and the reason I did that was I think if I over fertilized this plant, the bark must have had quite a lot of fertilizer in it as well, just kind of accumulating inside, and I just thought, you know, I would have to pretty much just stop fertilizing this altogether and just keep flushing and flushing that bark. And I thought actually it might be easier to repot, especially I've got those 2 new growths, so the roots are coming, and it's a good time to repot. So I thought I'll try and move it in leca. As you can see, it's already got some soil buildup, even though I barely fertilized this one. So I'm trying to keep it light with it, and hopefully the leaves will get better. You can see this new growth has also got like a yellowing leaf, but actually I think it's getting better. This was completely yellow, and it seems to kind of starting to green up a bit. The other leaves look okay on the newer growth, so yeah, I hope it's gonna be okay. I was thinking to maybe cut those leaves, but you know, I'll just let the plant absorb them and then just drop them when the time comes, so I'll just leave it as is. But yeah, again, pretty happy with it. You know, it looks quite vigorous. I mean, if it pushed out 2 new growths, if I get them both to bloom, it's going to be quite a show. And then if each of these at least develop 1 growth, you know, I've already got 2 directions of growth so early, so yeah, I'm really happy with it. And the star of the show, this Cycopsis mariposa 3-lip. So quite vigorous plant. When I got it, it had this spike on, but it was about that high, and it developed into a long spike. And this is the first flower that is developing. I mean, it's difficult to see maybe the size of it, but look, this is just the bud. So imagine when all these petals and sepals will open up, this flower will be as big as my hand, and even the bud looks so beautiful. It's a sequential bloomer as well, so you can see the bud behind it is also developing really nicely. So yeah, it's looking really good. I try not to move this plant too much because, you know, I don't want to break the spikes. But yeah, I can't help myself. I keep trying to just bust it open myself because I really want to see this flower, but I'll be patient and I'll wait. But you know, it might be slightly damaged purely because I just keep sticking my nails in it. Yeah, also when I got it, it had this growth starting, and you can see it's kind of, I would say, premature or not fully matured yet. It is definitely smaller than the other ones. You know, if you look at the bulb on the right, it's a lot bigger, and that's the one that has this big spike. So this growth is definitely smaller, and the leaves are still kind of closed off on it. But out of the apex of the leaves, it's pushing out another spike. So I think it's still got some way to go. I think that it will keep growing before it starts a bud. But yeah, it's quite interesting that it's coming out of the apex, you know, rather than like this spike. You can see it's coming out of the base of the pseudobulb rather than the apex. The leaves is, you know, there is nothing in there, whereas this one has got spike coming in between the leaves. It also started developing a new growth, so you can see at the front, and it's already, I mean, it seems you know, kind of fatter than this growth here. So yeah, I hope that this one will develop and be kind of more mature than this growth. This one might still maybe grow, I don't know. But yeah, you can see new roots are coming out. It's got quite a lot of roots and root tips as well. So yeah, I think it's doing pretty well. I would quite like to move this. Let me see if I can lift it. Yeah, can you see these roots going down? So yeah, and you know, coming out of the pot. So it's definitely a happy plant. I would quite like to move this into leca as well, but I'm definitely not gonna do it until you know, I see at least a couple of these flowers. And I would like the spike as well to develop to the point where it starts pushing the flowers out. And then at that point, because it's a sequential bloomer, it can bloom, you know, throughout like multiple years. This, you know, one spike can be active for like 20 years or so. not necessarily, but they can bloom for a long time. So I think once I get a couple blooms on each spike, I maybe will move it to leca, simply because it loves water. It wants to be constantly moist, and you can see I planted it in a seedling bark. It's very small bark, so it will go bad pretty quickly, and I don't want to be repotting this plant every 9 to 12 months. So I think leca might actually work better for it. So yeah, so that's all 3 of them. So overall, pretty nice. Even though I got this Kubertsonia without roots, it seems to have kind of recovered pretty well, and given it's a cool grower, I was a little bit concerned, but yeah, they all seem to be growing really nicely. So that definitely makes me really happy. And that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you as ever, for all the subscriptions and all your likes and shares and comments. Most importantly, I really enjoy speaking with you guys, and so that's great. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!